I was doing Krapp's Last Tape in London at the New Ambassadors Theatre, and I was taking a walk with Sarah, my lady, and we were at the sort of junction of Greek Street and Old Compton Street in Soho, and a tall man with a thin face and a long black coat came up to me and said, hello, my name's Stuart Pearson Wright, I'm a painter and I'd like to do your portrait. And on occasions of that nature, you have your antennae out at full, you know, and it's somehow, he just seemed right, is the word I mean, you know, in the sort of, like antiques, it seemed right, you know. And so I said, well, it could be a little tricky, but we'll see. I mean, I'm doing a play at the minute at the New Ambassadors, I know I've seen it. Oh, well, that's a good start, I thought. So I said, well, come round to the dressing room. This isn't a pulling line or anything like that, you know. I said, come round to the dressing room, and if you've got any transparencies, I'd love to have a look at them. So he did do that, and he came round, and I looked at them. And they were, I thought, pretty remarkable, to say the least. So we fixed up a time. I'd got, for the duration of the play, I got a little flat in Covent Garden. So he came round there, and we did that first painting in 3 1.5-hour sessions. And Stuart only paints live, so there's nothing tinkered with before or afterwards, you see what I mean, so, or done from photographs or anything like that. It's a good painting because I can feel it's a head, it's not a face, you know, and you feel what's going on inside it, and you can feel it at the back of it, and you can, it's very painterly in that sense, you know. It's much more, much more than a photograph, you know. It's an understanding, it's a perception, isn't it? I mean, it's whatever, however he perceived me at that stage is very recognizable in many ways, somehow. I think it is just so superbly painted. I think he's a fantastic colorist, wonderful draftsman. I was blown away by the fact that he could manage to do that in such a short space of time and not knowing me. He's exactly what you would expect a painter to be, you know. The only extraordinary thing is that when you get up and have a look at it each time, there's a sort of lull or a little break. It has advanced so incredibly fast. And I started as a painter, you know, and I know how, I mean, I struggled and struggled with portraits and nudes and so on, and in life classes, and finally managed to get somewhere. But, I mean, his ability is such that doesn't seem to occur to him to be a problem. His problems are so far in advance of any that I can conceive of as a painter that, you know, I wouldn't even know what they were, really. But he chats and he talks, and it doesn't seem to destroy his concentration at all. Every now and then, you get a feeling when you're working with somebody that they would like not to be interrupted, but you could do. But I mean, I just prefer not to. And I can feel definitely when he's in a kind of reverie, you know, when he's actually in a real riff and he's going for a particular area of the painting. And it's, in that sense, it's quite exciting sitting. I can't say that I find sitting particularly exciting because I'd rather be doing than sitting, if you see what I mean. But you know that you. I mean, I very much feel that you know it's certainly no waste of time. I'm sitting there with a very talented person who's. It's a kind of a privilege in a sense too. You can't have an active in the business of it, but you certainly can in your whole attitude and internally, and how you are when you're there and how you're sitting and what you're emotionally offering. But I don't think you actively say, right, I look like this, you know, or in fact, the nearer to real repose you can get, I think probably the better certainly for a portrait painter. Because it isn't about expression. It's about understanding, it's about perception. The more of a sack of spuds you can be, the better, really. Just think nothing, or just think of something, or drift off into a dream, whatever. I mean, it's much easier than a photograph in that sense. Because a photograph insists that that is the moment, where a painting isn't. A painting is a completely organic thing which goes on for as long as you're going to be painted. And there's no way that you can present anything anyway. That's so hard for me to say. What he captures of me. I recognize it. I don't know what it is. I would actually leave that for other people to say, in a sense. But I know I recognize it. I wouldn't be able to be and you know. Oddly enough, I don't know quite how to say that. I don't know what it is.